Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. I hope today's been treating you well. In today's video I'm going to be swatching on my arm and applying every single shade, every single one of the MUA Satin Sheen Lip Stylos. Now look, these come in all of the colours that you could possibly ever need. Whatever your skin tone, whatever your colour preference, they've got a colour for you. In this range there are 13 shades. I'm going to be swatching them and applying every single shade. So we're sort of going to go from lightest to darkest, but honestly some of these ones I haven't even opened, so I don't know what they look like. If you haven't tried this formula before, this looks like a full coverage lipstick with a lip balm over the top, but it's all in one product. It feels like a lip balm. It's so beautiful and hydrating, but it gives the lips a really glossy, hydrated look with the full coverage colour that you would expect from a regular lipstick. These also, the biggest selling point here is the price, and these are £3.50. 3 UK pounds and 50 UK pence. Honestly, this formula is so high-end feeling to me. Somebody who doesn't wear high-end makeup, but so high-end feeling at such an affordable price point. I'm just going to start because we've got a lot of lipsticks to get through here. Starting with the lightest one, which is Super Nude. And if I get you in focus, you will be able to see how creamy and pigmented these lipsticks are. If you are incredibly fair, such as myself, Super Nude really is, I mean you'll see when I apply them in a little minute, Super Nude is the pink nude of dreams. I have so little product left in this bullet. I wear this. It's either this or it's one of the red shades, which I'll get into in a minute. This is my perfect nude. I absolutely love it. The first shade that I ever bought, however, was this one called Heroic. And this one is slightly browner, slightly more cool toned, which I actually think on my skin tone leans, I was about to say like a deep nude. It's not a deep nude, it's like a mid nude. It's not too light, it's not too dark. It's definitely more brown leaning, like you can see next to Super Nude. It looks very brown in comparison to that, but another one, if you're just wanting a basic staple lipstick and you are my sort of skin tone, this is a great one to have in your collection. Next up is Heartfelt, and like I say, a lot of these I don't believe I have ever used but again, we're getting a little bit deeper, a little bit browner. You can see the level of pigment that you're getting, like, and the amount of gloss as well. Like, if I get that to catch the light, you might be able to see. It's really nice and glossy, really, really nice and hydrating feeling, but also a great amount of pigment. Really, really beautiful. Then we've got Sincere, and this is one that I haven't used before. It's a brand new stick there. Oh, and actually from the stick I thought that that would be too brown, but that looks like a beautiful deep nude. Obviously for my sort of skin tone, these do go really, really deep. So if you are of a deeper skin tone, there's definitely options coming up. That on a deeper skin tone though, that would make a beautiful nude, like nothing nude. Beautiful. Then next up we've got Romance, and just from the packaging I'm not gonna lie, this colour scares me. This colour looks so bright. I mean, look at that in the bullet. So bright, so neon. Yes, that is a bright pink. I actually think that with a nude lip liner could look really, really beautiful on my sort of skin tone. Dial it down with more of a nude lip liner. Then next up we have got Love Letter. So we're starting to get more into the reds. We're getting a little bit further away from the pinky nudes and we're getting more into the pinky reds, which I love. That is a beautiful undertone. That in the tube scared me a little bit, but that on the swatch looks beautiful. Then next up we have got Mystic. My swatches are going off on an angle here, aren't they? That is a beautiful colour as well. That's definitely getting into more of the, I was about to say like hot pink leaning red, but it's not like a bright hot pink leaning red. It's more wearable. It's more of like a berry pink. That's really, really pretty. I would definitely wear that colour. I really, really like that one. That was another one that was new to me. I have bought all of these apart from one, which I think I was sent, but I can't remember. I will leave it in the description box if I can remember which one I was sent. I was very kindly sent a package from MUA last autumn, and I do believe there was one of these shades in there, just for full transparency, but obviously I can't remember which one it was. I've gone out and bought the other 12, so that's that. So what shade is this? This is Heartbreaker. So that's quite similar to the one before it. Does anybody else feel like that? Slightly more deep, slightly more deep, but not a ton. Really, really beautiful deep red though. Really, really pretty. And again, where we're getting into the slightly deeper tones, on deeper skin tones, beautiful. Then next up we have got Dream Girl, and on the website this was described as a true pink, but I do feel like that's more purple. Definitely more purpley leaning than pink. In my opinion, I definitely could have done these swatches straighter, but you get the idea. you get the idea with the colours. So you can definitely see like the gradient from like light to getting into the deeper shades. Then next up we've got Agenda, and this is red. I love red, and that's definitely more of an orangey red. Definitely leaning more orange than pink, but a beautiful, beautiful undertone. I love that one. Then next up is, so where I said Super Nude was like my favourite red, my favourite nude, sorry, this is my favourite red. This is Razzleberry, and again I have the tiniest amount of product left in this one because I've been wearing this all winter long and I intend to wear it all spring as well. So Razzleberry is more of a brighter red with sort of like a pinkier undertone. I feel like there you can see the difference between Razzleberry and what was the previous one? Agenda. Agenda is definitely leaning more orangey, whereas Razzleberry is definitely leaning more pinky berry toned, but still obviously in the red realm. I am the biggest fan of Razzleberry. I wear this so much, so much. I'm the biggest fan. Then this one is Obsession, and just look at that. That looks like a chocolate bar has been melted down and put into a lipstick. That colour looks incredible. So obviously like these deeper, darker tones weren't made for Casper the Ghost, but you can see the level of pigment there. You can see the level of opacity that you're getting out of these colours, even in the deeper colours. Like these are going to show up so beautifully even on deeper skin tones. That is a really unique colour. And I don't mean unique in a bad way. I like it. It's obviously not made for me. it's obviously not made for me. However, Survivor is more of a plum, like a really, really deep plum. So that one is Survivor. I really, really like Survivor actually. I definitely think there's a time and a place. Autumn for Survivor. So you can see we go from the nudest of nude to the deepest of purples that almost from back here looks black. Like, it's so deep and so rich, but it's got that purpley quality to it that just looks beautiful. I feel like it's quite rare to get this range of pinks. Like, in so many lipsticks they go from like nude and then they've got the darks and then you maybe got like one pink and one slightly lighter red but you've really got a gradient here. You've got 13 shades. Have I mentioned you've got 13 shades? You've got everything that you could ever need in the most incredible formula. So I'm going to go ahead and do lightest to darkest and apply them on my lips. I would love to know which of these is grabbing your attention. So first up, this is super nude. So as you can see, it is like, as the name would suggest, super nude. It is very, very light. I do usually pair this one with a lip liner. I'm not putting lip liner on with any of the lip swatches today so that you can really see the colour without it being tainted or swayed one way or another by a lip liner. You can definitely put a deeper brown lip liner on with this one and it makes it that sort of 90s lip where it's really light and nude in the middle but with a deeper lip liner around the outside. So that's super nude. So this is Heroic. Basically my lips but better. Like, I definitely feel like I don't need a lip liner with this one. It's just deep enough where I feel like you still get the definition, you still get the colour, but I don't need a lip liner to be like, this is where the outside of my lips are. Does that make any sense to anybody? A really, really beautiful browny nude, if you want my sort of skin tone. Next up is Heartfelt. So this is definitely getting browner. It's definitely getting a little bit deeper, but I actually feel like this is a really wearable shade if you are my sort of skin tone. I don't feel like it necessarily goes with like the blush and everything that I've got going on today, but with the right blush, with something maybe a little bit more browny on the cheeks and maybe not a bright purple wing, I really, really like that shade. Then next up is Sincere. So we're definitely getting more into a warmer brown shade here. I will also say I feel like something about this shade is making my teeth look really, really white. I love that. Definitely like a deep nude on my skin tone. Definitely getting into the deeper tones for us pale skin folk, but how beautiful. I feel like you can see the sort of sheen with that shade. Like, you can see how beautiful and glossy it is. I love that one. So this is Romance. I feel like this might be my limit. This might just be a little bit too bright for me. I'm looking in the viewfinder and this just looks like neon on my lips. I'd love to know what you think of this one. I feel like this over a nude lip liner and just the tiniest little bit of this like tapped into the centre of the lips, but mostly just a nude lip liner. I feel like I could maybe get away with it, but obviously it's a lot of colour. It's a lot of colour, like in a swipe of product. I feel like this is just a little bit too much for me. So this is Love Letter, and I feel like this is a much more wearable pink shade for me. Definitely less neon, but definitely still pink. Like, the difference between those on my hand. So that was the previous one, and this is the one that I've got on now. It's subtle, but I feel like on the lips you can really tell the difference there. This feels more wearable. This feels like a slightly deeper pink for me on my skin tone. Definitely feels more wearable though. I would actually wear this one out. Whereas I probably wouldn't wear that other one out. So next up we have got Mystic, and this definitely feels like a deeper berry pink. It's not quite red. I don't feel like we're getting into the reds, but I feel like this is definitely still pink leaning, but it's more neutral, where it's got that sort of purpley plumminess to it. Again, I feel like that's really, really wearable on my skin tone. And obviously this is coming from somebody who likes quite a deep, bright lip. So take that with a grain of salt, but Mystic, I'm surprised by that one. I love that. So this is Heartbreaker. I definitely feel like we're getting into the deeper tones now. We are getting into the deeper plummy tones. Heartbreaker for autumn, I love. Okay, so this is Dream Girl, and this is the one that on the MUA website it says that this is a true pink. I would definitely say that this is more of a sort of fuchsia tone. I actually feel like this is quite wearable for my skin tone. I feel like on deeper skin tones this would look beautiful because it's got that obviously pink richness to it, and where it's a little bit deeper, I feel like on deeper skin tones that would look beautiful. I do still feel like it's very wearable on a pale skin tone. Dream Girl. I love this one as well. I'm finding some new favourites here. Definitely finding some new faves. So we are definitely starting to get some staining, but obviously taking it that most of you aren't going to be trying on 13 different lipsticks in one day. So a little bit of staining is to be expected. Going in next with Agenda. I'm really excited to see how this one looks. I love an orangey red. I love this colour. You will never get me away from an orangey toned red. And I literally just filmed a video. I filmed it yesterday, but I think you might have seen it a couple of days ago, where I was talking about another red lip that I've been obsessed with recently. I think I'm going to have to film another one with Agenda, because how beautiful is that colour? So I feel like with every application the lips are slowly getting bigger, where I'm having to cover up the staining from the one before. Razzleberry. A classic plummy toned red that doesn't lean too dark. Like, I don't feel like this is too overwhelming on very, very fair skin. The one that I have so little product left of because I wear this so much. I absolutely love Razzleberry. I love Razzleberry because it's a cute name and I also love it because the colour is this. The colour is this. That's why I love it. Okay, did someone say Vampy? Obviously not an everyday shade for me, but the deepest, darkest, chocolatey brown. This is Obsession. I actually think that there is definitely a time and a place for this in my collection. It's definitely autumn, it's definitely not coming into spring, but so comfortable. And like the amount of pigment that you get for it to just feel like a lip balm. I know I keep saying it, but truly just feels like a lip balm. And that amount of colour. Obviously not one made for my skin tone. I know I keep saying that, but I just want you to know. I know. But how beautiful is that colour? Okay, so I do feel like this one is going ever so slightly patchy. Now I will say, obviously, this is the end of 13 swatches, so it's going over a slightly funky base. But that colour, that is vampy. That is beautiful. I do also feel like perhaps a slightly lighter layer. In fact, let me get something to blot. You blot down that top layer of colour and that makes that much more wearable. For me and my skin tone. I know. Take a shot every time I say on my skin tone, but you know what I mean. That is beautiful. And what's that one called? Survivor. So I would love to know if you've made it to the very, very end of this video. Firstly, congratulations. And secondly, I would love to know which was your favourite. I feel like Agenda surprised me. That orangey toned red is going into regular rotation. I also really, really liked Mystic for more of a pinky tone. Beautiful. I would love to know which your favourites are. If you've tried this formula, I would love to know what you think of it. Are you as obsessed as I am? Because truly, I am obsessed. I love. And I've gotten to the end of swatching 13 of those colours and my lips still feel really nice and hydrated, so that just says it all, doesn't it? The lip lines might be a little bit funky, but we're not feeling dry and crusty like at the end of these swatching videos usually. I would love to know your thoughts down below. If you like this video, if you found it useful, please give it a big thumbs up. That really does help me out a ton. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.